Then you have the cartoon section. If you click on cartoon, it's gonna take you to kids cartoons, and very well organized add-on tool as well. Here you could go from A to Z, ongoing completed series, go by genre, cartoon list by newest, latest updates, and so on. You could also search. So if you want to search for something for like let's say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Alright, so it'll look for it. And a lot of different categories here. I mean, like, again, once you search for something and you find it, you have a history section. You also have a movie section, so it does have you a lot of latest movies, that are kids based. So you see it'll find anything that has to do with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you have the TNMT movie, you have the new Ninja Turtles movie, you have the old cartoons, you have the movie, part 3, part 2. You have the new ones, from 2012 by seasons. It'll tell you what's hot there too as well. So you have all the new cartoons and the old cartoons all there for you to choose from, right? So and then you have the movie section here, which will give you a list of movies. You could create your own favorite lists. So let's say if you have 2 kids and they like different cartoons, you could create a list for him and a list for you for the other kid. As many up to 4 different favorite lists. So you could add it there, so they have their own list of what to watch, so they don't have to go looking through anything. This is a great little add-on for kids. I think it works great. From that, if you press on the bottom, then you have Kids Anime right here, and Kids Anime is the same exact thing but for anime. So let's say I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, right? So I put in Dragon Ball, let's say Super. That's the new one. Let's search for that. So once I get Dragon Ball Super, it's gonna find Super, and it's also gonna find anything that might be related to it. So you have Super here in English and dub and with subtitles. So if you click on that, it'll give you all the episodes. See, so you have all the episodes from 1 to, I think there's 39 right now, or somewhere around there. No, 40. So that's the latest episode, and you see it tells you what the genre and stuff like that, what's it listed under. Pretty good. So let's see. Let's play episode 40. And then once you click on it, there's one more step. It does tell you what quality is on. So it'll ask you if you want to play it in 720, 480 or 360. So if you're playing it on an iDevice, 360 is good. 480 it's even better. You don't really need 720 on a small device, because the quality is just not going to be there. You're not going to see a big difference between those two. So great add-on for animes. Alright, and then you have all the anime movies there that you could look for alphabetically and so on. So different categories. It's a great little add-on for cartoons. Alright, then you have Cartoonland, which happens to be from Phoenix, I think, if I'm right. Yeah, from Phoenix. And then you have a bunch of different cartoons there. Right, so this is actually set up on my widget that I have here. So if you click up, you have the same widget there for animation. Actually, no, this is movies from Exodus. I actually have that on favorites, set up as a widget there because I like the old cartoons. So if you want to see like my favorite cartoon, which is Thundercats. Let's see, let's go to Thundercats. There you go. So if I wanted to watch Thundercats from the beginning, since when I was a child, I could click on there and it should play right away. Awesome. All right, so that plays great. So that's the favorites widget. Basically the same thing as Cartoonland there. Then you have Kids TV, which gives you some basically more teenager kind of shows, young teens, adult, young teen shows. And you have Cartoon Crazy, which is also from Phoenix. And you could search there for cartoons. You could search for anime. That works too as well. All right, but when it comes down to cartoons, Kiss Anime and Kiss Cartoons probably the best add-ons when it comes to cartoons. All right, so favorites here in the favorites tabs. If you go down, you have you could click on video add-ons to go through all your video add-ons. You could click on programs to go through all the program add-ons that you might have there if you're gonna add anything else. If you go to Movie Hub, this is if you have your own personal library. So if you connect your hard drive or want to add your own library, you'll see all your files there, all your personal movies there. Screensaver is if you want to add like a little background screensaver to your Kodi once you're done watching it. You could do that as well if you want to do that. So I added a few there, that look pretty good and high quality. Then you have YouTube, of course, if you want to go through YouTube and search for any YouTube channels, you could do that through there. Also, if you click on favorites, you have the update button and EMGsource channel. So if you want to check out any of my latest videos, you could click on it there and then just watch it from there.
Hey guys, and welcome back to EMG's.
Alright, so you could watch it from there. Alright, so again, if you click on favorites, then you have the update. Now the update, I'm thinking I might just leave it there, but I might delete it, and I'm gonna tell you why in a few seconds. If you click on settings down here, you have file manager. So if you wanted to add more sources, you could do that from there. You have Exodus to clear, because Exodus is the heaviest used add-on out of all the add-ons here, so you could clear the cache from there. You have the maintenance tab, so if you click on maintenance, it's always, guys, don't forget to do this, especially if you're an Android box with 8 megabytes of memory and 8 gigs whatever of storage. Don't forget to clear your cache, the thumbnails, and purge your packages. Okay, so your cache is everything that gets caught basically. Whenever you search something, it'll so it loads faster, but it is holding all that information. So the more you use Kodi, the more this is gonna increase. The packages is basically anytime there's an update, that zip file, that update zip file stays in the files there. You don't really need them, so you could delete all those once it's done with the updates. So if an add-on updated or whatnot, you could once it's not updated, clear your packages. Very important that you do that, or else it's just gonna create that clutter where your Kodi starts getting heavier and slower, and if it overloads, it might actually erase everything. So you definitely want to do that. And the most important one here is the thumbnails. Very important in these Android boxes, Amazon boxes. Very, very important, because if you don't, what happens is that anytime you're watching movies, especially in a build like this that has a lot of widgets, all these images, right? Each time you use it, it loads a little bit faster because it's already stored. Once it basically downloads it so that it's a little bit easier for you to watch, and it retains all those files there. And this is a lot of files. Like the more you use it, the more it's loading up, and it's gonna make your machine even slower. I'm not saying it's gonna make it slower in one day. It's not gonna make it slower in not even in a week, perhaps not even in a month. But the more you use it, the more it's gonna make it slower, because it's gonna overload. And like I said, if you overload your machine and you only have a limited amount of memory there, then you're gonna end up going deleting everything, because it doesn't have enough storage to catch everything. So you must do that maintenance regularly. If you're an avid user of Kodi, please do the maintenance at least once a week, and it's not very long. You click on maintenance, You click on clear cache, clear packages, and clear thumbnails. Restart your machine and you're set to go. You have a smooth working machine, so don't forget to do that. I added it also as a widget here as a reminder, so it's always going to tell you, hey, look, clear cache, clear, delete thumbnails, purge packages. You know, it's going to always remind you and tell you to do that. And then you have the power tab here. If you click on power, so you have exit, profiles if you want to create different profiles, system information, which will tell you a little bit more about your system. You know, what are you using, what you're running, and then you have reload skin, which you don't really need to do that. So here in settings, you have aside from maintenance, you have fresh start and update. Okay, so if you click on update, it's gonna, whatever updates I do is gonna, you click on that, it's gonna update it. So if you have the one without Deadpool, it'll update to this Deadpool one. And if you do, I might remove this, and the reason why is because let's say like add-ons like UK Turks, I removed it completely. But if you click on update, it's still gonna remain in your system. You know, so it's always gonna remain there because the updates, all it's doing is putting something on top of something you already had. So if I'm making the build lighter, your build is still gonna be a little heavy than before because you just adding it on top of what it was there before. So it's still gonna retain some of those images that you might have used in the background. So I think the system works so much better if you do a clean start. So you have the fresh start button here. You're gonna click on fresh start. It's gonna delete everything and then start everything for like we did in the beginning of the video. Just go to, you know, file manager and install, you know, the repo and install the add-on all over again. It's gonna give you a much fresher version of the build. It's gonna give you a smoother version. It's gonna work so much better than just doing an update. If you don't want to do that, you could always just do the update. But I can tell you that it's gonna work 100% because, you know, if there's major changes, like I said, like removing add-ons or you know, it is not gonna delete them off your system by you just doing an update. And that's one thing about the updates that I really don't like. If it was an update that would clear everything and install everything brand new, great. But you know, if there's some things that you might have switched, like let's say some settings that you might have switched on a particular add-on that's not working, and then once you do the update, it might not fix that switch because it's something that it retains personally to what you might have done. So fresh start, definitely a lot more recommended than anything else. All right, so as far as Deadpool theme here, again, the lettering, the red switching there, all the little icons in the corner. You got Exodus, you have Hail Me, you know, little Deadpool theme there. You have Deadpool on Fire for Phoenix. You have a TV show interviewing, you know, Ryan Reynolds. You have a couple watching a Deadpool show. You have, you know, for sports, you have Deadpool fighting with Cable. Pandora, you have Deadpool, Ghetto Deadpool there. You have cartoons, you have Deadpool, you know, a cartoon comic with an arrow on his head. You have the Deadpool favorite folder. You have the settings there with the two guns from Deadpool. And then if you click on power, you have the little black Deadpool, the X-Force Deadpool. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the main front. On settings here, you really, not much that you're really going to touch here. But if you want to go to add-ons, this is how you make any switches that you might want to make. You could also do it from here. Let me see. Go to favorites and then go to video add-ons. And as you can see here, all the add-ons that we have, this is all the add-ons that we have installed. All right, so we have 123 movies, great add-on for movies. Adrian's List, great add-on for movies in Spanish or with subtitles. Castaway, very good for sports. All right, Dexter Pro, best thing you could add. You know, if you ever want to set up Dexter Pro, again, you go in there, and then if you go through here, it's gonna launch your thing. If you ever want to make adjustments, if you're on an Android box, you're gonna press the little menu button that you might have. If you're on a computer, you press the C button. and you could go to add-on settings. I'm sorry, and then you could switch the settings there, right? So you have Stalker XO, which I use for those other channels. I'm not really using Stalker. I'm just using it to get those other secondary channels there to work. Kids Anime, Kids Cartoons, Live Mix for TV shows if you don't want Dexter. NaviX, great source for many channels and sports and whatever else you want. News 12, for East Coast people. Phoenix, great add-on for movies. Plex, Pro Sports, Sports Devil, stream all the sources. Super Favorites, TV for me, TV Online, Vivo, Watch Wrestling, YouTube Music, and that's pretty much it. Not overloaded with 100 different, add-ons that do all the same thing. So as you can see, like if you go to settings here, and you go to add-ons, and you go to install from zip file, not from zip file, I'm sorry, install from repository, and you see all the repos here. So you say you go to Mucky Duck's repo, go to video add-ons, and you see you have a bunch of different add-ons. Like all these work. Disney Box works, Free Movies work. Actually, that doesn't work. Gen Videos I think works. HD Movie 14 kind of works. Israel I think stopped working. All these different movie add-ons. Look at all of them. They all do the same thing. I think they all catch from this very same links, if I'm not mistaken. There's no need to have a build loaded up with so many different add-ons, so many different ones. It's ridiculous how many builds have a build that has, it has this movie add-on, it has this movie add-on. For what? All you're gonna use is Exodus. More than likely, the number one add-on that most people use is Exodus. If they don't use Exodus, they fall back to Phoenix, and if they don't use Phoenix, they fall back to Souls. So those three are the ones that you really need. And then I added 1 to 3 movies because it's been the most stable one out of all the ones that they put out there, where it still works. It works great. It's one-click watch movies. So that's your fourth alternative. For movies. You don't need any more of those. That does your movies. That does your TVs. Why would you need all these? Different. I hate it. I really. There's some guys that do some real nice theming and they do real nice builds. But if you look at them, it has this add-on for this movie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 10 different movie add-ons that they all do the same thing. Most of them go down. Most of them don't work. So I'm putting here what are 99% most reliable add-ons that you could get for Kodi. These are the most reliable ones. They work the best. They've been around for a long time, and you're not going to be disappointed using them. They are great add-ons. So you could use those and rest assured that you're going to be happy with them. I also hate when people put up add-ons that, they tell you like there's an add-on out there that says, this add-on is 4K or whatnot. Movies, listen, just because you see a movie and it says 1080, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's full 1080. A movie could be 1080p if it tells you in the description, this movie's 1080p. But think of a Blu-ray. When you get a Blu-ray movie and you want to host it yourself, and you want to put it apart. Basically, a movie could go anywhere between 20 gigs to 40 gigs for a Blu-ray, right? And then that 40 gig movie, whatever you take out, let's say you don't want the German version audio or whatever, you take little things out, and then it becomes from a 40 gig to like a 20 gig or a 9 gig movie. That's a really good quality movie. You're still keeping the movie quality. You're taking out the audio parts or the extras and stuff like that make that movie so heavy, but the movie itself, the quality is great. So now when you're streaming these movies from different websites or whatnot, they go a step further and compress that movie and make it even less. So now you have a 1080p. It still has the 1080 you know, a signal, whatever you might call it, but it's been compressed and some of them look terrible. So that's why sometimes you watch, you know, you click on a movie like, let's say, let's watch something here. Let's watch Star Wars, right? Alright, so you click on Star Wars here and you see it says 720, right? So it's 720. I don't know about you guys, but like, you know, I work with TVs for a living. You know, I'm a TV installer. I do a lot of TV, so I could tell with something is 720 or not. This is not 720. It is not. It's a pretty good quality, and you can't really complain for something that's, you know, not, you know, close to being out on Blu-ray or whatnot. But you know, but all these movies, when they tell you, oh, this one is 4K, and it only has 2.0 audio, like that's just so stupid. Like, you know, if you guys want to know how to get your own movies, how to get your own real quality movies and add them to your library, there's different ways of doing it. One great add-on that does things like that is like Pulsar or Quasar. You know, they do they give you better quality movies with much better quality audio, but it uses torrents, and that's not good unless, you know, it's like torrents it could be dangerous. It could be, you know, it could be damaging to your system, and it could be you could also get, you know, it doesn't cover your IP, so you know, you could get one of those famous little letters from your cable company saying, hey, stop, you know, illegally downloading movies. So that's the thing with torrents. So, you know, that's one way of doing it. You could use Quasar or Pulsar. As long as you get a VPN, I think you're safe. You know, you get a VPN, and then you don't have to worry about things like that. The other way of doing it is to actually go in somewhere and get in it yourself. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. I will, you know, let me know in the comments below, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. I mean, I have my list of movies myself that I use. I can't show you here, but I have a list of movies that I use myself that, you know, has everything there. Like, you know, I have all my movies in full 1080, you know, full 5.1 Dolby Digital. Again, I'm a movie buff. You know, I watch a lot of movies, and I see. I really hate when I watch something that's very, very low quality, especially when there's an add-on out there that tells you, oh, this one is amazingly great. It gives you great quality. No, you know, you get it where you get it. For most people, this is great quality. But if you have a big screen TV and you have all these features and everything, you know, your TV is supposed to do all this, and you're only getting half of that, you're not going to be very happy. So, you know, that's just my say on that, on add-ons. You know, like I said, Exodus is a great add-on. It gives you really good quality movies, but it's not great. None of these are exactly the greatest. If you want to get the best of the best, you could do so by getting your own stuff. And again, if you want to get some interest on how to do that, I will show you. There's definitely some money involved, but it's a fraction of what you would pay if you were getting, you know, you were actually buying all these, you know, and getting them transferred. You know, it's just like a little shortcut for you to, because let's face it, nobody buys Blu-rays anymore. Who really buys movies like they used to, you know? So that's just my say on that. You know, I hope you really like this build. If you're not happy with the Deadpool little theme here with the lettering or the little icons there, or the little Deadpool dancing around whenever you load something, let me know. You know, I'll make some changes. You know, I'll put it back to how it was before. This is just something, like I said, this is my build. This is something that I use. I like Deadpool, so I figure let me make it a little Deadpool-y and see how that works. And if you don't like it, let me know. I'll change it back. But I really do hope you guys like it, because I'm a fan and I like it, and I think it looks good. Alright, so take care, enjoy it, and if you have any comments, I do make my best effort. I answer 99.9% of all comments that come my way. As soon as I catch it, I'll answer. I do my best to help you guys. I don't really. This is really a hobby, but I really like helping people. So if you have any questions on anything that has to do with Kodi, let me know. If you want to learn how to theme things or how to like change things on different skins, let me know. I'll show you that too. If you want something in particular that you might like, let me know. Like I said, I'm very flexible. I'm willing to work with people and show them, not just like, oh, I know how to do this and you're not gonna know. No, I want to teach everybody. I want to show everybody that this isn't hard. You know, it's just that for anybody that's a beginner, it could get rough. It could get a little hard for you to understand the different things that a particular thing does. But once you get it, you just get it. You're gonna be able to do your own things and do your own little setups, however you want it. Whenever you're installing somebody's build, you're installing something that someone else likes. So in my case, I like Deadpool. If you don't like Deadpool, you're kind of like, what about me? So it's better if you learn how to do your own, so that way you could fix it and arrange it and see what you can do. All right, so let me know in the comments below, and I will do whatever I can to help you out. All right, guys, enjoy the build. Take care.